Hi everyone, welcome to the Automotive Logistics and Supply Chain Red Sofa here in Nashville at the first ever Digital Strategies North America conference, and I couldn't be happier to be joined by Gerardo de la Torre, a Regional Senior Director for Supply Chain Management for Nissan here in the Americas, and really taking a key role in the digital action plan at Nissan amongst many areas. Gerardo is one of our keynote speakers, and we're going to be deep diving into some of these topics. But Gerardo, as I mentioned, your teams are helping to really drive some of the digital transformation in the supply chain for Nissan. Can you talk to us about some of the key pillars of that change, whether across data, systems, etc.?
Well, first of all, thank you, Christopher, for inviting us, and very happy that the event is hosted here in Nashville. Yes, we have very solid pillars in our strategy, starting with the people and talent development. Finding and allocating the right talent to this journey has been very successful in our organization. And we have, of course, a very big pillar on the data analytics and all the systems regionalization. But more importantly, all the utilization of the data and the collaboration in the region. How can we bring these benefits not only to our internal operation, but together with our suppliers? Recently, we created in our structural organization several new positions as part of the strategy to have the right talent and the right people leading with specific different challenges. So we have created the new supply chain compliance department and the digitalization to enable all the compliance requirements is going, in my view, in a very good way. Also, we have created the cybersecurity supply risk preventive department with a very talented people. And of course, keeping all of these strategies that are being presented in the different operations in supply chain, from TRN all the way up to manufacturing and all the way up to delivering to our customers. Keeping always in mind that the utilization of the data, how can we explore AI, and how can we bring all the machine learning tools to make us more resilient, more proactive, different than being just reactive in the way that we deal with the supply chain issues.
Absolutely, and what a critical time to be making that change after all the disruption we've seen. One of the areas I know you've been very strongly focused on is data centralization, how you bring data together.
Yes.
What has that meant for your supply chain?
Well, it's been a very big journey, and I really appreciate all our teams that have dedicated significant amount of time to collect all the data that we have officially from our suppliers. Every time that Nissan makes a contract with a supplier for delivering a new part, there is a set of key documents. We are in this journey of all the digitalization, transferring them to the Snowflake. Within all of this data from suppliers, we are also bringing our own internal data. In many cases, how suppliers are delivering, how are we delivering to our customers, how are we enabling the production plans. But more importantly, within all of this data, Christopher, we are aiming to see how can we become too much more efficient, how can we use data to enable the decisions to be done in a faster and more well-documented way. And we are in a journey. I can say that we started very happy and motivated with the progress of our teams, but definitively still we have a long way to go, but already I think with a very solid foundation.
Absolutely. And one of those objectives we've been talking about is visibility in the tier N supply chain. A big ambitious area.
Correct.
Talk about some of the ways that digitalization is helping you to achieve
thank you, Christopher. It's a very relevant question because the old supply chain mindset always started only from the tier one. And yes, with the tier ones and our operations, and together, Nissan and suppliers, I think we've been doing an extraordinary great collaboration. But with all of this new legislation and all of these requirements about deep TRN management and understanding where the raw materials are coming from, if those materials are coming from a valid under the laws source, we have more than a year already developing digital tools. These digital tools are prepared to enable significant efficiencies to our suppliers, for proper suppliers to see how they are being prepared and how they are corresponding with the requirements, and also at the same time enabling Nissan to somehow get the same access of the data together with the non-disclosure agreements, of course, right? But in the way that we together, supplier, Nissan, in front of the laws and the authorities, we can demonstrate that we comply, that we are in the process. It's a very, very important management for us. All of this TRN data that already we launched a digital tool, and I really appreciate that all our suppliers have taken this as a very positive contribution from Nissan. Is for me just the starting.
Yeah.
Because knowing the TRN sourcing in, again, with a very clear non-disclosure agreements with our suppliers, I believe is the immediate next step to now expand to carbon neutrality. How can we optimize the logistics in between tier 2s to tier 1s or tier 5 to tier 4s? Definitively, we are in a very, very strong moment, and I really want to have a continuity to enable all of this information to be successfully used for suppliers, for Nissan, and for delivering right cars to our customers at the right time.
So what's exciting there is that maybe compliance reasons like the Uyghur Force Prevention Law, for example, are driving some of this.
Correct.
But you're then leveraging that visibility through other tools in many other areas too.
Correct.
So very exciting, yes.
And of course, by one side, it is our Nissan and our suppliers' internal data. But by the other side, also we are exploring how to partner and how to get like external eyes, right, on how our TRN supply networks are being seen in such a way that we can have the best of the internal, and then together be able to correspond with the efficiencies and the opportunity that the supply chain offers to everyone.
However, there's another area that I wanted to ask you about, and that cybersecurity, because this is traditionally an area we would think about as important in IT and IS, but at Nissan you've brought cybersecurity topics for the suppliers into the supply chain management department. Talk a little bit about what you've done there.
Thank you. It's another very important question and very important pillar of our being more proactive and resilient strategy. Several of our key suppliers unfortunately got a cyber attack. That is fact. And when we were dealing with the unknowns on a very urgent situation, it always came to my mind about how can we be more proactive in this type of event. So yes, you're right. We decided to better create within supply chain the new function about manufacturing cybersecurity supplier program. This strategy is meant to offer collaboration in between our Nissan and suppliers, assessment on how each of the suppliers is being prepared to avoid, right, to reject, to react immediately when any type of cybersecurity event may come to them. I wish nobody faced this, but when it happens, it's always like a very big unknowns. So we did partner with one of our key colleagues, companies. They offer a great collaboration to set up the policies, the procedures, the surveys, how the survey on cybersecurity was to be created. I insisted a lot that I wanted to have the best of the both worlds, the USA cybersecurity standards and the Japanese cybersecurity standards for the industry. Our survey is like a great mix of these both elements. And we launched 1 year ago, very happy with the initial results and findings, because every time that we make a survey on the supplier's location with the supplier's executives, it's been always key that there is always opportunities to improve. And because this is a never-ending race, the better we start to make the momentum on the awareness and considerations on cybersecurity, the better we can predict or avoid, right, any event. The organization is now led by Eric Elliott, a very strong IT previous manager, but now he's like a supply chain type of blood guy. Very happy with his collaboration because we are now leading the second phase. In the second phase, we will expand from initially 30 to at least 80 suppliers in the entire Americas. It is USA, Mexico, Brazil, and Argentina. But we also want to go more for the digital, proactive, web-based assessment on cybersecurity risk. Definitively, I believe we still have a lot to do, but I'm so happy and so grateful with the suppliers. Thank you again, because you guys have taken this in a very positive way. I really want to say again that stronger together, and I think we can become more resilient when it comes to managing the supply threats.
It's a great message, and I think my last question just on that is what you allude to. This organization is clearly expanding to manage these. Talk a little bit about the next steps for your organization.
Thank you. Yes, in our organization, as I said, we just finally appointed Adam Schumacher. He is our senior manager in terms of supply chain compliance. His team still have to grow, but we have full support of our executives. He has all my support. This group will grow and will be an enabler of all the cross-functional collaboration with multiple departments because the legislation and laws and requirements. So the other group is Eric Elliott. Eric and the cybersecurity, his team is also growing. We have a very clear and strong collaboration with our Nissan IT and cybersecurity internal guys. It has been a very positive program, and it's been also been recommended to be implemented like a global Nissan level, which for us is a very strong recognition of how successful of the program is. But we also have the expansion of our NNA data analytics and all of the AI and the people that we have with all of this talent. We are expanding from NNA to have like a mirror organization in Mexico. Mm-hmm. Definitively, there is a lot of progress in the USA teams, and we want to bring Mexico at the same level, and then Brazil, and then Argentina at the same level to continue. Definitively, we have a long way to go, but again, so happy and so appreciating very much the efforts and the activity that all our teams are doing, and really thank you guys for everything you guys are doing. Let's do it together, as I said, always with the best passion to do right things better.
Well, that passion is so evident, and it's something we're so excited to share with our audience here and to share with our event here in Nashville.
Of course.
Gerardo will be sharing.
Thank you very much,
no,
Christopher.
Pleasure. Thanks for joining us here. Check out more highlights from the event. We'll be sharing on LinkedIn, on our blog, on automotive logistics, including from Gerardo's presentation. But for now, thanks very much from the Red Sofa, supported by Venturis, and we'll hear more from you soon, Gerardo.
Thank you very much, Christopher.
Thank you.
And thank you, guys.